Start the recording. So HB is the normal pencil that we use for writing generally. 2H and I think 3H, a couple of them are there, which is even lighter than HB. Amma, do you have the different?
Yeah, I have.
You have, right? Yeah. So there are, Vedika, your video is off. So the pencils that we use generally, you can use HB pencil itself for the shading. There is nothing wrong in using that, but then it is based on the pressure that we apply, it will come darker or lighter. But there is a limit to the amount of dark, the grade at which it can become dark. So that is why we have darker shades of pencils. So there are different other pencils also. There is this is just a minute. Just a minute.
First look in a pause. And rolling
The router is not working. You will get it, Vedika.
Why did you off it?
Okay. So today I want to ask, before we start anything, I want to ask what you all think why shading is required. Why do we do shading? You all know what is shading? Like you've seen what is shading? Athena?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes, you like shading? Yes? It's nice to see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do we do shading? What is shading?
That we take the pencils. We
Okay.
take pen and I don't know how to do.
That is okay. You don't, I'm not asking how you are doing, but why do we do shading? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Athena. You have to be louder. Can you hear her?
No.
No, right? Vedika, you are on mute. Now you're able to see?
Her video is
Yes.
also.
No.
Yes. Now you're able to hear, right?
No, I'm not able to see Rashmi aunties. Tulsi.
Is it my
ma'am,
end? Is it my end?
Rashmi,
My video is stuck, is it?
your video is stuck. Rashmi aunties'
Yeah.
video is stuck. Katina's video is also stuck.
I think
Amuma-
everybody is stuck.
There is some
Amuma's
network.
is not
Yeah.
stuck.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
you
I
We can
can hear
hear,
you.
but the video is stuck.
Yeah.
Video is
Stuck.
Stuck.
Video is
Not-
stuck, but we can hear.
No,
Yeah, I can hear.
Amma's video is fine. Amma's video is
Yes.
fine for
No,
me.
I can see only Vedika.
I don't know what's happening. Okay, Athena's is also fine.
Now I think everybody was on the statue. Now everybody's
Now
seriously, you know.
There was some
Yeah.
network glitch, I think. Okay.
Mm.
Athena, can you tell now? I couldn't hear anything. In Dubai, no network issue. But here, network was all bad for everybody. Yeah, okay, tell.
Ask her put full volume.
Can't hear you. You have to be louder, Athena. Come on, louder.
think we
Yes.
use that. I think we said
Ah.
we like we do that because
Hmm. Because louder.
can I tell?
No, let her continue. Because
Okay.
you don't know what happens when after you do a shading. Okay, you draw a square, and draw two squares, or you want to draw. Let's say you want to draw a box, right? You want to draw a box. How will you draw the box? One second. You want to draw a box. Okay, so this is a square, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to draw a box out of it. So yeah, when you see a box, when you see from the front, you know that a box has some three-dimensional, or it is not just a flat surface, right? You can hold a box in your hand. So it has some thickness, some breadth, some width. So we want to put that in the paper. Paper is flat. So if you want to make something appear as something that is solid, or something that has some shape and some volume, thickness and depth, then that we have to bring that out in the paper, right? There is a way to bring it out on the paper. So one is the way that we are drawing it. That is a different. I'm not going to go into the details of that right now. So right now I'm just draw. So how you usually easily draw it is that you will draw another square here, and then this is a box. Okay. Okay, this is a box. Now what we can do is we can rub. So if you want, this is like a transparent box, right? You can see through the box. These lines also you can see through. So if I don't want those lines to be seen, I can do like this, right? So now this is a box, right? Again, since that is not the topic of our discussion, I'm not going. So right now, this is a box. We know that from what we drew that, okay, in our head, it is a box, right? But then, you know, to a different person, if they say that, if nobody knows, okay, I have drawn a box, and you're just showing them the shape, they can say that, okay, this is some arrow like this. They have drawn this arrow, and then some rectangle, right? So it needn't be, you know, it needn't be conceived or seen as a box, right? This also, what I have drawn here is a box, but then nobody else is able to understand that it is a box. If the person is not aware of you know, a three-dimensional, or a thing that is solid, that I have tried to draw that and stuff like that. So there is something called shading, that we are trying to bring out the volume, or the thickness and the shape, and how it actually looks to us. So when we look around, we see things with some shape. So let's say this bottle I'm seeing. So if you see this in your hand, you know that this is not flat, right? This is not flat. It has some thickness. It has some shape, volume. You can hold it in your hand. Why? Because what is the main thing here? Why do we see that, okay, this has some, this has some shape, this has some size. Why do you think it is, we are able to see it?
Because, the first thing, because we know that's a bottle.
First thing, okay, let's, for a moment,
Dimensional. Because
sorry?
it's three. Because
How do you
it's
know it
three.
is three-dimensional? What makes you,
Because
okay,
it has width. It has a what do you tell? What do you tell?
okay, you just imagine, I mean, just rub everything in your memory and think that nobody taught you what is three-dimensional. Okay. Okay, just
Okay.
think that nobody taught you what is three-dimensional. Nobody taught you that, okay, this is a bottle. Okay, this is a
Okay.
bottle or the
Okay.
shape of it. Okay. Now,
Okay.
but still, Athena, can you imagine like that? If you are not taught in your school that it is three-dimensional? Yes. Yes. Okay. So then, but still, when you see this, you understand that it has some volume, right? What is the
Yeah.
main important thing here in this? What makes it appear as not flat? I mean, this paper that you clearly see that it's flat, right? But this one, we know that it is not flat. What makes it? There are two important aspects here.
Width.
The shadow it makes.
Shadow it makes, okay, you're closer to it. What makes a shadow?
Lighting.
Light, yes. So the light, so what we see around, whatever we see around, only if I mean, the main thing that a little bit of physics here, science here, okay? So what we see around, how do we see? It is because our eyes are like a mirror. It goes and the light falls on it, and then it falls on the object and it comes back to our eyes, right? So there is a light that is falling on this. So and that light is coming back to us, and we are able to see that how much light is falling on this object. So let's say if you see here, you know that this is the part where the most most strongest rays of light are falling, right, Athena? Yes. Here it is bulging out because it is appearing much brighter than the other parts, correct? Now here it is darker, correct? So, and this part is little less darker than this part. So all of it is because light is falling from here and it forms different colors or different shades of the the color that it reflects. Okay. And then there is a shadow. So
Yeah.
let me take a smaller thing. So here what is it is a mouse. Okay. So we know that it is a mouse and it has some volume. We have seen it, we have used it. But let's say that we do not know, it is a solid thing. We know that we can understand it is a solid thing because here the light is falling the most and it appears as bright. Now if you see here, Vedika, are you listening? Yes. So here when you see, because this is very important, because that is this will help you how to do the shading. Okay. So here if you see, the darkest point is here, correct? It's very dark. Now here it is a little lighter dark. So what I want you to do is, from now on, when you see any object, try to observe, as I said in the very first class, observing and patience. Observation and patience is the very two important aspects of an artist, right? So when you observe, you understand how the behavior of the light is. So even if you do not know science, even if you don't know what are the concepts behind it, but still you know that okay, this is how it looks. This is how it looks when the light falls on it, right? That is only that is enough for drawing. I mean, even if the person doesn't has not is not educated or hasn't gone to school, but still he can draw, but just by just observing, right? Okay, so and then it forms a shadow. This is called a shadow. Why does it form a shadow? And why is it this side and it's not this side? Athena, why is it this side? Why
Okay.
can't this black thing come here?
Can I tell?
No, wait. I want this black thing to come here. What should I do? You be louder. Louder.
I think that it's because the other side of the mouse
Hmm.
is
Is?
dark.
Yes, correct. So that means that the light is coming from this side, right? This side it is dark. Why is it dark? Because the light is like this pencil. It is a straight line. It cannot go, it cannot bend and go like this. It goes as a straight line, right? So it cannot, it is blocked here because of this shape. Okay, if it is a flat surface, it is not blocked, right? There is nothing blocking it. It can go like that, straight. So now when I put this, then it is blocked. Even if it is a very small thing, it is blocked, right? Correct? So depending on how big it is the object, this light coming from here, this entire part is being blocked. This light coming here is blocked. So it casts a shadow. Because that part light is not there, that is why it becomes a shadow. That is what is called shadow. Okay, understood? So these are the things.
Okay.
So this is very, you
Okay.
understood? Amma, Rashmi, yes. So
Okay.
Yeah. And another
so
way you can put it is like for shadowing, it's like bringing the things to life without using colors.
shading, yeah. Yes, so shading without using colors. Colors also in coloring also we do dark and light, right? So in coloring, why we learn pencil sketching? I mean, you can learn coloring in the beginning itself, but then it is much better if you learn sketching first and then coloring, because even in coloring we do shading. Like you cannot just apply two colors. Even if I apply two colors here, it won't look solid, right? You have to bring out the darker shade, lighter shade. The aspect of color or the light has to be there. So the very important aspect of any drawing is how the behavior of light is being brought out in that picture. Okay, so light is a very important thing in every drawing and every image that we make. Otherwise it will be, so the mandala art, why is it two dimensional? Because we are not doing any, it looks flat, right? It doesn't look as if it is standing up, right? Because it is flat, it is meant to be flat. That is kind of art. Wally art, Wally art, the triangle, this kind of yeah. So this is also at that this was a tribal art that was formed at a very olden age. So there they didn't know how to do the shading and stuff. So they used this two-dimensional shapes to bring out what they want to express, right? So here what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring life to the objects, right? So the main thing that we have to understand is there should be light, there should be a contrast. Okay. So what is a contrast? What is contrast? There are two things that is very important in sketching. Okay, in shading. One is you can probably write it down as well. You can write shading. Second, let me take a pen. You can write shading. Okay. So one is important aspect is light. Then shadow. Shadow is also like something that is formed when the light is being blocked. So it is partly included in light, but these are the two things that we are going to implement or use when we are doing any shading. Okay. Now there are two things that is very important. There are two words that I would explain the meaning of. Okay, one is value. Okay, and another is value contrast. Okay, one is value, VALUE. VALUE. Vedika, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So one is value. The other one is value contrast. Contrast, CONTRAST. I'll explain what it is. Able to see my paper properly?
Yeah.
Okay. So just leave it at that. I'll just explain what is value. So as I said, we are having the light and the behavior of the light that is coming in play when we are doing any drawing, right? So if let's say that I am again making a square, okay, and then I am applying different pressures, and I will be learning about the aspects of shading in detail, but this I'm just telling you to explain what is value. Okay, so here I'm applying uh, different pressure. I'm applying more pressure. Okay, and this is a part of shading. Okay, now in another strip I am applying a little lesser pressure. Okay, so it is a very same pencil, very same thing, but only thing that is different is the pressure that I'm applying, the force that I'm applying, right? So here this this difference is called this has a higher value, and this is a lower value. The value is kind of a number or number that we are attaching um, to the darkness level of the shading that we are applying. Okay, now contrast. Okay, what is contrast? Now here, this is the contrast. So here we are having white, and here this is a shaded portion. Now we all can see that this is standing out, right? Standing out as in we are able to notice that much more than this part, correct? So what we are trying to do is we are creating a contrast. Okay, so I mean, in colors, it is easier to understand. So if you say these are two contrasting colors, because This is black, this is blue. Okay, it's very different and there is a contrast. Okay, now if you this particular I mean it's a very bad example, but yeah, let me show something else. Okay, yeah, here there is very less contrast in the shading that the meeting will end in 10 minutes. If it closes, just join back. Okay, I'm yet to upgrade it to the the full continuous session.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So here if you see, the contrast is very less. Okay, so this, there is a contrast here. White is there, this is a dark, so this you can call it as a contrast, but in between these the contrast is very less because the shade is almost the same, right? Correct? Understood?
So contrast means any two different colors.
Any two different colors, or in shading, what we are doing is if you want to bring out the okay, let's say I am drawing a ball. Okay, and I'm just doing some shading here. Okay, okay, I'm doing some shading here. Now, if I want to bring this, now it is just that, okay, I have drawn a line and there is a ball, I have done some shading. But let's say that I want to bring out this, the contrast in it. What I can do is, I can, I can draw the background as a very dark background so that it stands out. Okay. I mean, it should be the other way around. If it is a bigger ball, let's say. So I want to bring out the, 1 second, sorry. Okay. It's just a very rough thing, okay? So yeah, here I want to bring out the contrast in this. So what I did is, it's as if this ball is, there is a background where I brought out the contrast so that it looks like it is sitting on a surface, right? Instead of just drawing a line and then doing it, it becomes much more, much more looking like an object on surface. That 3D aspect of it is coming much more when you brought out the concept of contrast, right? So there is a contrast that we apply where we want to bring out the main subject of the image. So how you do it is, one, in coloring we do it in when we are drawing a picture of a flower. What we do is, the background of that we'll make it a little lighter shade so that the flower becomes evident, right? So there we are bringing out a contrast using the colors. So here we don't have colors. We have only dark and light shades of the pencil. Right, so we use contrast with when we use the darker shade. Now, if this one, if you even have a very dark shade, it will be even much more better, right? So I'm using a 6B here. So this is a darker shade. So if you see the numbering on it, the 6, 7, 6, 8. So now the contrast is even much better, right?
Yeah.
So you see that, okay, the object is there. You see, you understand that, okay, there is something there, correct? So that is how we bring out the contrast. And so value contrast is nothing but how we how we give the value to the color and the contrast aspect of it, so that we bring out the object that or the subject we are trying to draw. Okay. So it is so that I can identify what object is and how to create the space around the object. When you draw something, it's not only important to draw the subject. It is very important how the background is. So because the background is what will make the subject come out, or what will make it appear in the way that we want it to appear, right? So that is the main thing. Okay, so value and value contrast. You can just write down value. I'll just write it. I'll say and I'll write it down as well, so that you can. So value is the relative. It is a relative, or you can say it is the lightness or darkness of a color. Okay. Value is the lightness. Why I'm making you write is so that you can refer back and understand what it is, because these are the concepts that you will be employing in any picture that you draw, and, irrespective of shading. We will be doing it even in the coloring part also. Okay, so value is the lightness or darkness of a color. Oh, sorry about that. And contrast is the difference in value between two areas. Okay. Contrast is the difference, diffrence, difference in value between two areas. So, so here you saw this, right? Here we have a difference in value between the two areas. These two areas are very different in value. One is not at all shaded. Here it is a very dark shade. And here also there is a difference in value. Okay, but the contrast part we are trying to bring out here, because we are specifically doing the difference in value here. Okay. Then value contrast. Have you written this? Value is the lightness or darkness.
No, ma'am,
Athena?
I'm writing.
Sure. Yeah. Value. You want me to spell out anything, Athena?
Spelling, she might.
1 second. Where did it go? Okay.
Tina, you know the spellings.
Value. VALU. You have written, Athena, already? Yes. Value is the lightness or darkness. You understood, right? What I explained. Did you understand, Athena? Yes. Okay. Vedika, have you written?
I'm still writing.
Okay. I think the meeting will end in a minute. You can rejoin one. So, Athena, you know how to rejoin, right? You just click on that and rejoin, okay? Once it ends. It will end soon. Vedika, once you have done, just tell me so that I can. Yes, done? Okay. So then you write about value contrast. Value contrast is important. It is important. because it helps us identify how the object looks.